how Esau sold his birthright for meat. Something that satisfied temporarily. This meat was not going to make him satisfied for 1 year. It was for 1 hour. It was for 2 hours. But he didn't mind selling his birthright. Remember, Esau did not sell his birth. He sold the rights attached to his birth. He sold the blessings attached to his birth. He sold the favor attached to his birth. In other words, he sold the grace attached to his birth. So at that trading point, what do I need the firstborn for? Give me the meat and take the firstborn right. That was the trading of his grace as a firstborn person. And the Bible said that anyone who entertains any root of bitterness is like Esau. You are trading the grace on your life for something that perishes. It doesn't matter what your wife did to you. It doesn't matter what your husband did to you. It doesn't matter what a friend did to you. It doesn't matter what someone in this church has done to you. It's not worth trading your grace. Do you think God is unfair? Why would God watch that great exchange? Jacob making himself like Esau to go and take the blessing. Isn't God that blesses? Doesn't God knows everything? If Isaac missed it, would God also miss it? God shouldn't miss it. Isaac only spoke words. It was God that must bless. But God watched it and blessed. Why? Because at that point in chapter 27, he has traded the birthright. Do you know what is your birthright as a new creation? Grace is your birthright. The help of God, the blessings of God, the favor of heaven is your birthright. And the Bible said, don't trade it on the platform of bitterness. Have you not seen that everything you are bitter about never get better? Why? Because everything you complain and become bitter about, you are cutting the supply of grace over that thing. The more you keep talking against your husband, being bitter about your husband, being bitter about your wife, the more you keep being bitter, what you are doing is that you are cutting the supply of grace over your marriage. There are some graces that when you lose, it's forever. That is why sometimes when you are about to take a particular decision, something inside of you is drawing you. Please don't say that. This thing you want to say, please don't say it. Withdraw, don't say it. You feel something within you is telling you, don't tell your husband that thing you want to say. Don't tell your wife, don't tell that friend, don't tell that father, don't tell your mother that thing you want to say. Something within you, a greater force. Then some of you, out of hate, you just want to say it, and at that point you don't know that you sow the right. The things that makes you sell off your grace, you don't see. The day of selling the grace, you don't see. When you are on that fornication bed, you don't see. You don't see anything has left you. You won't see, because it's spiritual. All of a sudden, you lose that job. All of a sudden, your loving husband turns against you. All of a sudden, the person who used to help you, you call the person and he's no more picking. Something just left you on the bed of bitterness, on the bed of fornication, on the bed of profanity. Can you imagine that the Bible says that 2 years into the kingship of Saul, God left him, but Saul didn't see that God has left. All he saw was that jealousy came, bitterness came. He started looking for a certain David to kill him. All of a sudden, the people he loved, he turned against them. But he didn't know there has been an exchange. The bitterness came to replace the spirit. The Bible said, and the spirit of God left him, and a foul evil spirit came, and suddenly he took a javelin and threw it against David. Suddenly, the person you couldn't insult, you start insulting. Suddenly, the person you were so obedient to, you don't know what just came over you. Suddenly, you are just not obedient. You are rebellious. You don't know. Nobody can advise you. Suddenly, nobody can talk to you. You are above every rule. You are above the hear me. Something has replaced something. The danger is that he says that it doesn't only trouble you, it defiles many. So there are some of us, what should have destroyed only us and cuts the supply of grace to only us, we have managed to get our children involved. We have managed to get our pastors involved. We have managed to get other people in the department involved. What should have cut grace from only us, we have ended it up cutting grace from many people, because we got offended with pastor and we managed to influence 2 people. 2 people also managed to influence 3 people, and by the time we were finished, about 20 people are offended with pastor and they have cut off grace. There are times that you should just tell your children, you are not involved. This issue between me and your father, you are not involved. This issue between me and your mother, you are not involved. Sometimes you should tell one of the people in the department, this issue I've gotten with the head of department is between me and the head of department. You are not involved. Don't come in. Don't come and lose grace. This is a matter between me and him. We will settle it amicably. Keep your grace. Don't get involved. Keep your grace. Don't get involved. You are doing very well. When you pray, God answers. The help of God is upon you. You are being favored recently. Keep it. This time you have been seeing visions small. Keep that grace. Don't come and lose it. This issue can let you lose your grace. Don't come and lose it, because it is a matter of deficiency or increase. If I stand well, my grace will be increased. If I don't stand well, my grace will fail. This is a matter of life and death. Keep away from it. It's time you go and call your mother and tell your mother, this issue between you and my father, I'm not more involved. I want to keep my grace. This issue between you and my sister, I'm no more involved. The only thing I can do is to preach peace. The only thing I can do is to preach forgiveness. If you people will not forgive each other, I'm not going to stand behind any of them. I'm not going to condemn. It doesn't matter whose issue is better and whose issue is nicer. I don't care. All I know is that I'm keeping my grace. I want to see the manifestations of the Lord. I want to see the Lord. I'm not ready to trade my grace like Esau traded his birthright. I need to keep my grace. I need to keep it. Listen, there are times that somebody can so much hurt you that you want to say something, you wish you can even command the earth to open so that the person will enter. You wish, but anytime those words are coming, hear me, sometimes you are powerful enough to open the earth for somebody to enter, but when your own time comes, that is where you realize that what you did caused you to lose grace, and when you also falter, you will also die. If God opens the earth for somebody to enter because of you, then when you also falter, you cannot be spared. You lost grace the time God punished somebody for you. That is why sometimes when someone hurts you and you see the person going through trouble, go back to God and plead for mercy. Go back to God. Because anybody God punishes for your sake, that you did not intercede for their mercy because of bitterness, what happens is that when you do something closer to what the person did, you also have to face it.